Hello and welcome to Digital Storytelling. My name is Felix Cronenberg and I'm an Associate Professor of Modern Languages and Literatures and Director of the Language Learning Center at Rhodes College. In this installment of my web tutorial, I will introduce the concept of digital storytelling. The earliest forms of storytelling are oral, often in conjunction with gestures, expressions, intonation, utterances, and other sounds. This is very difficult because storytelling needs to be practiced and memorized. It's a live form of communication. It's very difficult for learners and for everybody else. It needs a lot of practice. Storytelling is a useful learning and teaching tool for a variety of disciplines and subjects. Mark Turner explains that a story is a basic principle of mind. Most of our experience, our knowledge, and our thinking is organized as stories. The mental scope of story is magnified by projection. One story helps us make sense of another. The projection of one story onto another parable, a basic cognitive principle that shows up everywhere, from simple actions like telling time to complex literary creations." Unquote. So digital storytelling takes storytelling a bit further and moves it into the digital realm and allows it to be enhanced through multimedia. There's a narrow definition for digital storytelling. The Center for Digital Storytelling at Berkeley wrote that DST, or digital storytelling, is a short first-person video narrative created by combining recorded voice, still and moving images, and music and other sounds. But there are also less narrow definitions of digital storytelling. For example, some researchers might see Facebook conversations or Twitter feeds as digital storytelling. So this is an ongoing debate. What constitutes digital storytelling? One thing that all of these have in common is that usually digital storytelling is multimodal. It has visuals in it, like images and videos. It has auditory sounds, and those can be enhanced by music, sounds, utterances, or tone. This can also be augmented by facial expression, postures, gestures, or manipulated images. This is especially useful for language learners, and I am a professor of modern languages, and so for me digital storytelling is in particular a way to give students a voice. But this is certainly useful for all disciplines. There are actually many different words and forms of digital storytellings. They often include different types of media: claymation, brick films, stop-motion films, cartoons, graphic novels, manga, or photo stories. There are also different forms and variations in name. For example, digital postcards, video messages, podcasts, digital sonnets, geotagging and geography storytelling, mapped stories, digital diaries, machinima, 5-image stories, Skype conversation narratives. There are a lot of different names for this as well. All of these have in common, as Tulin writes, that a degree of artificial fabrication or constructedness not usually apparent in spontaneous conversation. Narrative is worked upon. And in that, digital storytelling is a form of constructionist learning. Through the process of working on a concrete object, of creating something, we learn. We also externalize our learning and make it visible and concrete. Seymour Papert writes, "The process reminds one of tinkering. Learning consists of building up a set of materials and tools that one can handle and manipulate. Perhaps most central of all, it is a process of working with what you've got. Here, I am suggesting that in the most fundamental sense, we as learners are all bricoleurs." And bricolage is the concept of working with diverse materials and those that are actually on hand. And this is really what digital storytelling is all about. It's a wonderful way of constructionist learning.